All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on this beautiful planet. Welcome to the Inner Circle Live pre-New York session. I'm your host for this morning's session, Benny Allen, along with my awesome partner, Mr. Ryan Carthage. And we're definitely happy and grateful for each and every one of you being here with us this morning as we take a look at the technicals and the fundamentals to see what we can take advantage of in this Forex market as we close out the week. So, without further ado, let's make sure that we turn off any and all distractions. Grab a pen and paper, take lots of notes. Let's make sure that we participate and engage. If everybody's all set and ready to go, do me a huge favor, drop me a one in the chat. Let me know that you can hear me loud and clear, and we can go ahead and get this session started for this morning. All right. Good morning, Benit. I see the ones coming in. All right. Jawan, Donette. Appreciate it. Okay, all right. So we are all here. So let's go ahead, make sure, right? As always, repetition is the mother of all skills. So each and every day, we want to make sure that we start out with the proper foundation. That is step number one. And in this group, we take massive action. We make sure that we're accepting all losses before entering a trade, preparing you for any outcome. We want to make sure that we center ourselves in body, mind, and spirit, ensuring a balanced approach to trading. Very important. Let's make sure that we trust in our education, strategy, trading skills, and intuition. If we can't do that, what are we all here for, right? And let's make sure that we imagine our trades successfully materializing. We want to make sure that we obey, right? Our trading strategy, avoiding decisions based on greed or fear. And let's make sure that we're never looking back or stopping once the trade has commenced. That is very important as we are swing traders. So, with that being said, we are all ready to go. We're ready to take massive action. Let's close out. Head on over to trading economics. We see German industrial output rebounds more than expected. That is good, right? We're trying to gauge the health of the economy. German industrial output, very, very important. Germany is very important, largest player in the Eurozone. Okay. So that's a good sign there. US economy, right? So trading economics is forecasting, giving us their prediction, saying here that the US economy likely added 200,000 jobs in February. As we know today, is NFP, right? Non-farm payroll, right? Typically takes place first Friday of every month. We know that didn't happen last week because of the schedule. And so it is happening today. So set to add 200,000 jobs in February, a sizable decrease from a 1 year high of 353,000 hit in January. So we will see how that comes out. We know the market can kind of be on pause, right? As everybody waits for that data to come out. We know that is a series of reports. We'll look at it here on Forex Factory here in a second. So we just let the dust settle, see what happens, and then we make our trading decisions from there. European shares at highs ahead of US jobs data. We'll see if that remains. Japanese services sentiment rises in February. It's good. It's good. So moving over to taking a look at yesterday, the 7th, we see that the ECB, they did hold rates. We want to see here. I want to move down to press conference. Busy day yesterday. Didn't get a big chance to catch up on all of it, but European Central Bank holds rates. They held rates, but they did. Let me see. Average 2.3%. Inflation hitting ECB's 2% target and cooling further to 1.9% in 2026. So market bets are heading towards the summer, right? So that's kind of what's going on here in the United States. Stat projections now see economic growth 0.6% in 24 from a previous 0.8. So they cut their growth forecast for the ECB. So they cut the growth. Economic growth is coming down a little bit. They presented more positive picture on inflation with forecasted for the year, brought the average from 2.3 to 2.3 from 2.7. Right, so that's why they're betting for the summer now. But we'll continue to watch with that economic data, right? The growth cutting the forecast to 0.6%, and it was previously forecasted at 0.8%. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that. But again, right, German industrial output rebounds more than expected. So we'll keep a close eye on the growth now that they've revised it down a bit for the ECB. Going back here, unemployment claims for the United States came in right on target, pretty much. Building permits were up. That's good. What else happened yesterday? Powell testified again yesterday for the United States. Said we are not far from confidence to cut rates. Right. So a little bit shifting the rhetoric, but still looking mid part of the year, right? So not early part like everybody thought originally, but mid part of the year. So we'll take a look at the DXY as we see that dollar is declining a bit, right? So we'll take a look at that. What else? So today, the 8th, we've got we've got an FOMC member speaking at 7 a.m. Wow, I wonder what that's going to be about today. But 8:30, right? Canadian dollar employment change, unemployment rate. United States, we've got average hourly earnings, non-farm employment change, and an unemployment rate, right? So busy Friday. Okay, so we should see some volatility on the heels of that report, right? Be patient, right? Be patient. Okay, so don't try to guess, right? You get burned that way, right? You read broker reports. A lot of times, a lot of accounts are blown on these non-farm payroll days. So as swing traders, we kind of just sit back and let the price action do what it's going to do as a result of the reports coming out. So those are the fundamentals. Ryan, good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, bro. I'm doing well, man. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good, man. Busy day today. I know you got a busy day.
Yeah. Been on been on the move early, but it's all
Yep.
good. I'm glad to be here, dude.
Yeah. Glad to have you here. Anything on the fundamental front? Japan, we see price correcting, right? The yen picked up some strength. Anything overnight?
Um, no, nothing to this. Did you talk about the what was it? What was it? Current accounts?
I did not.
So the current accounts had a major increase.
Okay.
Let me
Break that
find
down for
that
us.
note. 1 second. I don't know why my screen isn't refreshing. Give me 1 second, bro.
Okay.
Um, there we go. So, the current accounts is a difference in value between import and export goods, services, income flows, and unilateral transfers during a reported month. Um, and the expectation was 2.07 trillion, and it came in at 2.7 trillion. And this was one of the largest changes in some time for Japan. So they were at a deficit and now they are in the positive. Trying to find the article. I just read it a few minutes ago. I'll send the article out, but basically the economy is moving and moving better than expected.
Okay. Okay. So that's kind of building that case for the possibility of those rate hikes, right?
Yep,
Creating that
exactly.
creating that environment because things seem
Exactly.
to be picking up for them. Yeah. Yeah. And I know it's a fine balance for them because they're an export country,
Yep.
so where they export more than they import. So that's very important. Yeah, if you like post that in the group, man. I like to read and catch up on that.
Yep, I definitely will.
Yeah, for
Definitely
sure.
will.
All right. So
But that's
just
it, man.
more signs pointing towards that, right? Them reversing that policy.
Yep. Slowly trickling in. Still haven't made any changes yet, but more data keeps coming in. So uh we'll continue to monitor it.
All right. All right. So anything else?
No, sir, that's it.
All right. Okay, everybody. So let's get it rocking and rolling on the charts. Appreciate it, Ryan.
No
Um,
doubt.
yeah, for sure. So looking at that DXY, right? Still, right? Bearish week this week. Okay. So dollars, right? Losing some steam, right? And we've got the bears in control. So we're gonna come down, test the support at 102.53. And see if we hold there, right? So on the daily, our stochastic is definitely oversold. So maybe, right, we start to find some support. Maybe the dollar rebounds a bit, but we can see, right, that's not hard to tell. That dollar is bearish. Okay, no doubt about it. The dollar is bearish right now. Any questions on the DXY? No.
No.
All right. So the dollar bears are out. So let's jump in, right? Review these setups. Aussie, Swissy, first one out the gate. Because we are closing in, right, on the TP level. Now we are just ahead of non-farm payroll, right around this 1.618D extension. You have a daily resistance level, right? So think about closing it out, right, before it hits. We're within range of that D extension. So if you're in this and you've held it to the upside, congratulations. It's a good setup for us. One of the Aussies that we actually got in the right direction this week. So yeah, so make sure that you're securing your profits on that trade. Even if you're moving your stop up, you're saying, hey, I think this is going to continue to run. Use good just trade management, right? So you spend a lot of time doing the work and being patient and hanging in on this position. So let's make sure that we secure that. Any questions on the Aussie Swissy? No. All right.
No, sir.
Aussie NZD. It is continuing to move, right? Want to reviewed it yesterday as it was getting close to that TP1. You can see here from a weekly perspective that we found lows, right? And this is moving up, right? So we've got some Aussie dollar strength right now, and we are through TP1 now, okay, as we can see, and we are looking like we want to head to TP2 for that 151 pip target. Again, right? If you plan on hanging in these trades, riding them out a little bit longer, let's make sure that we use good trade management, adjust our stops if you're going to stay in the trade, especially ahead of the non-farm payroll data. Okay, so they're expecting, again, trading economics had it at 200K. They're calling 198, just slightly below that. So it's already projected to be less than the previous, okay, previous month. So it was 353, well above expectations. They're expecting that to come down, which is still good, right? 200,000 jobs, right? That's really good stuff. So let's see how that number comes out. Could be a surprise. So like I said, let's make sure that we secure the bag a bit on our positions that we've been in patiently. Okay. So that's the Aussie NZD. Any questions on that? Continuing to run long. Okay. Oh, all right. So moving on to the euro. I want to take a look at this euro Aussie. Oh, CAD Swiss is still sitting. I'm getting ahead of myself. What I have on my list. So right, our CAD Swiss here is just still moving sideways. Right. Still moving sideways, still hanging above that 6502 level, but it's doing absolutely nothing. Okay. So that one is still moving sideways. CAD yen. So we've got the corrective action going on. This is probably going to come down, may test this 108.82 support level. Okay. That yen strength is kicking in. And even though that the daily, right, stochastic is back in the buy zone, um, this looks like it's definitely going to try to move down and test that support. So with this setup here that we've been waiting on to get evidence, right, of a good reversal, it is still moving down, right? So it is closing in on 86%, still hasn't settled down. Okay. So that one still waiting on, right? We need to get the good signs of a reversal to see if it wants to make its way out of that zone. Okay. If that yen strength continues to sustain itself, then it's probably just going to move down. And for this trade idea, that A will be taken out. Right. So just wait. You're sitting on the sidelines waiting for it to settle. Just continue to wait for your confirmations on that. Okay. Whether it be trend line breaks, cloud breaks. If you're limited in and you're in it, right? You're down right now. That's the game. It's okay. Right. You managed your risk. We use those limits. We trade small. So no worries. Right. Let things play out. Let the edge play out. Okay. So that is the CAD yen. Deep for this 1 hour setup, we are deep in the zone, right? Around that 86% mark. See if it settles down. Okay. See U-turns occur all the time. Just depends on, again, that yen strength, how long it's going to sustain itself. So that's that. Any questions on the CAD yen?
No, sir.
All right. Right. So that's a nice retracer. We didn't have a shot at the 80-20 on this, right? So it just turned over in the boundary. Just gonna let it play out and see what happens. So that's the CAD yen. Moving on. I want to go into this Euro Aussie. Right. As this is correcting. So you can see we had Euro strength for a while. Now we're getting this correction, right? This bouncing back and forth. This is bearish. We see that on the daily. And so up AB boundary, price is retracing. Four. Okay. See prices moving back down now. Right. Got some Aussie strength. We talked about that yesterday, where that's coming from. And here we are here with this setup. We got an initial move, and then we push back down. Okay. 1 hour stochastic is in the buy zone. So let's see if that momentum slows. Right. See if that momentum slows. Maybe this is a double bottom type of scenario, and see if we can get price to reverse in the zone. Okay. Look at that trend line and just wait. Okay. Just wait. This is now pushed lower. Like that on your energy. Okay. So still within our AB boundary. Let's see what happens as we close out the week with non-farm payroll. See if it has any impact on this Euro Aussie setup. And then let's see what happens moving into next week. Any questions on the Euro Aussie?
No, sir. I'm watching that one closely too.
I am. We know what happened with the situation in China and the data that came out of China, giving the Australian dollar a pretty good boost. I'm fascinated to see how long it sustains itself, right, running in that direction. So I am watching this one closely, just like you are, man, to see what happens, right? But if it doesn't take out the air, it has no choice but to go your way. It had been running bullish, and now we are correcting. So we're in an up AB boundary to see if we can get a reversal out of this zone.
Yeah, I think the commodities too. I didn't get a chance to look at the notes from Chairman Powell's testimony yesterday, but it sounds like he was more on the dovish side of things.
Yes.
And looking at potential timing of rate cuts. So I read another article where they're looking at June as the first cut. So I think that's kind of causing some of that commodity strength.
Yep. So yeah, we'll see. It's hard to gauge right now, right? So continue to be patient, right? We always talk about being patient, let things play out. Throw your additional confirmations in there. Let's see what's going to happen, right? If you, like I said, if you limit, anytime you lose limits, you're trading small anyway in regards to your risk, right? To see if you can get that U-turn, get that buy limit to get picked up, and see if you can get that U-turn, right? So when we use limits, we don't put the house on trades, right? It's not a smart way to go about it. So let's see if we can get the U-turn, right? Be a beautiful thing if we do, as it has happened for us many times. Donette says she's liking the W pattern, right? Uh, that's for right. So she's talking about right that move we have here, right? Potential, right? So that to catch bids at one of these levels and then continue to move up. So we got it marked up. Let's see how it plays. See how it plays out. Moving on to the Euro CAD. Okay. So this Euro CAD, we had this correction play. This bouncing around now, but we did get TP1 on that one. So this is some crazy price action here. So, if it moves lower, right, and we look at the fundamentals and say, hey, we still like that strength in the euro, then we'll look to play it to the upside. But right now, right, we've got TP1 on that 80-20, not in our buy zone yet, even though that was a pretty good reaction off that 382 level. Not in my buy zone yet to take that trade. So just continuing to wait it out. W for the win and M is for the money. I like that. I like I like that. That's pretty cool. I have to keep that one. I'm gonna steal that one, done that. So, all right. So that's where we are on that. Just wanted to take a quick look at it. Not looking to buy it right now, but if we move into that TP2, that buy zone, then we'll take it. Then we'll take a look. Right. And so you can see, right, just being patient, trading your zones, how we had that last move to the upside, that ABCD move. You can see how it retraced deep into the zone, right? It got deep into our zone before it reversed out. Okay, so happens all the time. We just have to be patient. Moving on, I want to take a look at this Euro JPY. And right, I'm interested in your take on this, or anybody in the group, right? Because we've never gotten that 382, and we keep dancing around this level to the point where we're pushing bearish now. So I've got in the back of my mind, no 382. So my question is to you, Ryan, right? We've got this one played out beautifully, right? 786 retracement. We came, so this paid us both ways, right? 80-20 on the euro yen, completely collapsed at the zone. Boom. Gave us the retracement we were looking for, and then we made the U-turn. Okay, so we got the C to D move. Okay. Now we've got a new AB boundary, prices declining. Ryan, what are your thoughts on this? Is this the moment, right, where that yen starts taking out everything, or does this look like a good buy once it hits the zone?
So I believe that there's going to be another push to the upside. So I'm looking at a potential buy opportunity just in the short term.
Okay.
Um, so, oh, you're looking at the fourth. My bad, I stepped outside for a second.
Okay.
So I think we might get some short term buying coming in, even though price is pushing down.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think we see another push to the upside on these before we see the full move to the downside. So I see another pullback coming, potentially going to take us through next week, leading up to that rate conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an article that I just came across on Bloomberg, and they're saying more central bank representatives lean toward a March rate hike.
Oh wow.
So that's
Oh
near
wow.
what we talked about yesterday. I'm trying to pull all this together, but we talked about yesterday that potential of a bullish conversation, but no action this month.
Mm-hmm.
We might see that. Um, we might see that. So I haven't read the full article yet, but it just flashed on my screen.
Yeah.
So I think we might have another push to the upside, and maybe that push to the upside leads us into that conversation. And with the bullish conversation,
Mm-hmm.
you start to move to the downside, and then next month, we get acceleration in that move with the actual change. So, but all of that being said, I think we see another pullback, and maybe we don't break the highs. Maybe we get another top on that.
Okay.
Or maybe even a push into that 118, 127 zone, and then see price turn over.
Yeah. Yeah. So one more drive where everything starts to decline
Yeah,
against the
that's what
yen.
I'm thinking.
Yeah. Well, I hope so, because if I get this low price, it's gonna be hard for me not to try to take it. So uh that's why I'm asking you, because I'm
Yeah,
already
no, that
on
looks real nice.
I'm already eyeing up, to where if if I can get this low price in the zone, right? That's what the chief used to always say, ride the wave until it fails. And this last one was a huge one, right? It's been a big mover, you know. From look at this. He turned around one, two, three, and now we're on our fourth wave up. And he was a firm believer in that. When you're using proper risk management, ride the wave until it fails. So if I could get it in this zone, unless something changes, right? We know how it's changing all the time, especially when it comes to Japan. But I would love to see it make that one last drive up to retest that 169 level. You um,
Yeah.
and then we'll be out. We'll be happy, and if the yen wants to take over for quite a while from there, I'll be fine. But I need this one to work out first. I need, I need this.
Yeah.
I need this play to happen, and be all good. So one more drive. That's what I'm thinking, because of where they are with the rhetoric. It's going to be a timing thing. So uh, yeah. So I will set this up on the chart, and so it is there. Always getting prepared, looking ahead. So we will see if we could get that price to move into our zone, right? And I love the euro yen, because it moves, right? It moves pretty good, and when they work out, um, it pays really well. Okay. So
Also,
we
bro. on the sorry to interrupt you. If we
That's
close
okay.
bearish this week, weekly, the weekly would be another evening star pattern.
Uh-oh.
So I could be completely wrong in my thoughts, but
We shall see. All right. The yen is tricky right now. The yen is tricky right now. When is it gonna come to the end? Right? End of the road. What is this? Map it out anyway. Dang. Is that 1306? I don't know. Do we have another run? We shall see. What's this? 427. 1306. All right. So let's watch it. See what happens. All right. Any questions on the euro yen?
no, sir.
No, no. All right. Joy, I saw you called that out too. Evening star on the weekly. All right. All right. My goodness. It's near resistance too. So, all right. Moving on to the Euro NZD. This one. Did anybody get stopped out on this one? This one got close. This one's probably depending on what on your broker, right? On this 80-20 move to the downside. I don't know if anybody it came in and hit both targets, right? Why did my thing disappear? Uh 175.
I didn't pull the trigger on this one until after that double top. So I did not get
Oh,
stopped out on that one.
okay. All right. So you timed it right. I got that got
Or,
close.
or I missed the original entry, however you want to say it.
Well, hey man, that worked out. That worked out well for you. Let me see in the chat. Did anybody in for money? Joy missed it. In for money. Yeah, that one cut it close there. That one cut it super close, but great job. Great job, Ryan, for hanging in there and getting that one done off the bounce. So that's the Euro NZD. And that's what's so tricky. Like, look at this reaction out of this zone. Right. So this is what I've got my eye on too. Because look at how this is bound. Look at that. That is a huge bullish engulfing candle. Right. So I'm trying to wait for this non-farm payroll to do this thing. But that is a huge bullish engulfing candle out of the buy zone and it's pulled back to a perfect location for a continuation there. So this is one that we want to watch closely to see what happens. Typically I'd be in on that right now, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. And that might cost me if it goes in the direction I'm thinking. But it is. Any questions on the Euro NZD? Man, that's a
No,
nice
sir.
pullback. Nice pullback. All right. So that's that. Moving on, taking a look at the Euro USD. Looking at this from the 1 hour, right? DXY moving down, Euro USD moving up. We got the TP1, it's 34 pips, smaller move, right? 34 pips on the stop, 86 pip target. We nailed it. Okay, we nailed that one. And now we're here. This is weird. Look, this move here, man. That's been pretty good. That's been a pretty good move. I wish it was in the buy zone, right? But it didn't happen. So let's see. Let's see what happens with non-farm to see if that pushes back lower for an opportunity for us. But right now, I can't. I'm not gonna do anything with that. That hit a 382, moved up to the 80-20 zone, and it's turning over a bit, but nothing we could do. Nothing we could do with that right now. Any questions on the Euro USD? Good news is the previous setup hit target. Okay. Don't try to make something, you know, out of the price action if it's not in your zone, if it does not meet you, right? This is a prime example. All right. So it hit a 382 level, so I'm not going to try to short this 80-20. And if it does return for a lower price, that's just one that, hey, it didn't meet my rules. I didn't take it. Okay. I sat on the sidelines, but don't try to make something, out of the price action when it doesn't meet your rules. All right. Very, very important to know that. Pound cat. All right. Running long. Okay. Just want to go over this. Technically, we're in an 80-20 zone, but this is pushing. All right. This is still pushing long. I am more so looking to buy. Right. So I need a low price. This is one that I am looking because of the way I'm feeling with this pound and this pound strength. This is one that I am actually looking to get long. So I need a low price, and I don't have it yet. Okay. This has been moving bullish pretty good. So I am gonna sit on this one and wait for a low price. So I'm not gonna look to short. Right. Some of you may be in it for the 80-20, but I'm gonna look to get long. I'm gonna wait. Right. I want to see it pull back just like it did on this previous fib. Right. I want to see this thing give us the pullback, and then I'm going to look to get long. So that's my idea there. So not playing anybody on this. Anybody trading this to the downside for the 80-20?
Yeah, I am looking for that retracement there.
For the correction. Yeah, I decided not to play it, but it rejected off that 172 level, right? 172, 75 level. So if it holds there, if it holds there for like a double top scenario, it probably return. I needed to go there anyway. I'm just waiting on it to drop, right? So if you're in that, you actually hit the zone, right? Hit the zone. I just decided to try to wait for the long. All right. So any questions on the pound cat? No. Okay. Yeah, once it reversed out prior to getting to that level that I'd like it to get to, I didn't play with it to the downside because I had figured I missed it, and then it reversed out. So just wait for it to get to the low price there. Yeah, that's what.
I missed that it was move also.
Oh, you did. Oh, okay, and then you got it when it pushed up back
yeah,
up to that level.
On the 15, I ran a fib coming off the high and just waited for price to pull back. So my entry just got open. So.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once I missed that first reversal, then I just stayed out of it. Were you playing that off of this one?
Yep, off that pullback there. Yeah.
Off that pullback. Okay.
Off the high. Yeah. So my entry at that 127, it was like a 618 retracement level. That's why I have my limit order set. So, and I said already, if it pulls back, takes me in cool. If it doesn't, then that's cool too. So.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So okay, I see what we're doing. I see what we're doing. But yeah, hang in there, see how it plays out. Like I said, I need a low price, so it's got to move in that direction anyway for my idea to get long to make sense. So, but yeah, it's been moving. Look at that. That's just beautiful, beautiful price action. Yeah. Only pattern you need. Nice. All right, so that's the pound CAD. Um, pound yen. I'm kind of in the same like we were discussing before. Uh, with the yen crosses here on this 1 hour, right? I've been sitting. We drew this up. Got to probably be 20 days ago now, but I want to be patient and let it fall into that buy zone. That's how I have it marked up. Now the price action is going all over the place, right? We hit a 382, we took off, stalled in that zone, and now we've got some yen strength. So I would love for it to move, right? So just like that EJ, just move into that buy zone, and then I'll be willing to put, a 1/4%, very small position to see if we can get those U-turns because there's a lot of upside. If currencies are gonna make one more run against that yen before it all falls apart, I want to be a part of that run. So uh just trying to wait, just letting it do its thing, see if it can fall into the buy zone. So just remaining patient on the pound yen. Any questions on that?
Okay.
All right. Pretty simple, right? Especially for those of you who are newer to the group. We do our best with our top-down analysis to determine a directional bias combined with fundamentals. We run our fibs in that direction, and we only trade a couple zones. That's it. That's it. The hardest part really is staying in the setups, being patient, right? We teach you risk management how to do that right all the time. Now if you don't follow good risk management rules, I don't know what to tell you. You probably have an issue with just about any strategy if your risk management is bad, right? So you want to make sure you nail that down. But when it comes to which zones we trade, it's pretty clear cut. I think we're very, very transparent about that and what we do. Okay, not a lot to think about really. No, it's not. It's not. What'll drive you crazy is when is when you enter a position on the swing in your zone and it just keeps falling for a little while, like here, right? You enter at a 61.8, it keeps dropping, and so you're sitting there for some days and your account is red. But after a while you get used to it. That's just the game we play. Just the game we play. But there's only a couple zones that we check. That's it. All right. So pound NZD. And you can kind of see, right? It just using the fibs and knowing what zones to trade, it just allows you to forecast, right? So right here on this pound New Zealand, I don't want anything to do, right, with this price action right now. Just like on that pound yen, all of that crazy looking price action, all of that back and forth, I don't want anything to do with it until it hits my zone. That's it. I don't want anything to do with it off of this 382. I don't. I want to see this price move down. And I am willing to wait for that. Because I know as soon as we get around that 61.8 level, if my bias at that point in time is still bullish with this pound, then I know automatically, because I've decided to be patient and wait for it to hit the zone, I already know that I can work my risk off of that. I can divide my risk percentage by my stop. I'm already going to be in a favorable risk to reward ratio, right? All the time, high twos, 3 to 1, sometimes on some pairs 4 to 1, right? I already know as long if I just wait for it to get into that zone, there are a few things that are already worked out for me. All I have to do is follow my plan. Okay, I don't have to try. I can take a lot of the guesswork out of it. That's the beauty of what we do. Here was another swing. Right, here was your previous swing. 61.8 level, right? We got the new ones marked now, but previous, right? 61.8 level, 786 level. Price didn't take out the A, we got the swing. You had an 80-20 on this previous fib. Okay, 80-20. Okay. Okay, you've been doing good work. I saw that the data that you're tracking. That's pretty awesome. That's really good work. That helps build the confidence. So kudos to you on that. I'm dropping some sevens in the chat. I saw that in the group. Been super busy, so really didn't get to comment a lot lately in the group, but I see it. Hey, that's great work. That's great work. That's how you, hey, once you get that type of data, it's all I needed to do is to hit my zones, right? All I have to do is work out my risk management, wait for price to hit my zones, and I'm going to trade it because I know over time I have an edge, right? I have an edge. And Ryan and I were discussing it yesterday. Like it's all about getting consistent data, right? And that's why you have to have, right, a trade plan, okay, and a way of going about things. Because even if say you lost 100 trades in a row, you need consistent data to be able to say, this is why I lost. This is exactly why I lost 100 trades in a row. So now I know what not to do. Okay? So whether it's through journaling, creating the spreadsheets for data and analyzing that data like Kay is doing, right? That's what's going to help you build that confidence to say, listen, as long as I put myself in the proper risk to reward ratios, I manage my risk, my strike rate is this over time, 60%, 40%. So you can do damage with that. When you have that type of data, you're in the game. You're in the game because it helps you in regards to the psychological aspect of trading. Like, I'm just going to keep plugging away. It's in the zone. I'm just going to keep plugging away. I'm constantly in 3 to 1s. I only need to win 3 out of 10 trades to make money. So even though when my strike rate is 30% and I'm not the best at picking my direction yet, I still can make money because I'm following my trade plan. And my trade plan tells me because of the data that I collected that I have an edge. So then it just becomes, okay, I need to tweak a few things. I need to get better at working on my top-down analysis to get my direction right. So now that same 3 to 1 trade, the same approach to the market, now I'm at a 50% strike. And then I just keep digging and working and tweaking. And now I'm at a 60% strike rate. Now I'm at a 70% strike rate because I've worked on my psychology. I've worked on my patience, right? I've been on my charts, putting in the work, my top-down analysis. I'm reviewing, seeing where, okay, well, I had that direction wrong. Why? Was it something that I missed fundamentally? Right? Like how I came into the week and said, hey man, I missed that. That I missed the angle, the China angle with this Australian dollar, right? Missed it, right? So you get better and better. But guess what? As you go through your trials and tribulations and you make mistakes, and now my strike rate is only 30%, because I have great risk management principles, I've been able to stay in the game while I work to improve, right? Stop blowing accounts. Those are mindset busters. That's hard to continuously recover from blowing accounts. Stop doing it, right? You don't have to go through that. And that's the journey. right? And so that's why Ryan constantly says, hey, keep showing up for yourself every day. Give yourself a chance. Participate in your own rescue. Because it takes time to build the data so that you then have the confidence to say, boom, this is no sweat. I'm plugging this trade in and I'm going on about my business to hit my zone. That's the way we want to be as swing traders. Okay? Now, if you like the rush, right, and losing hair and having sweaty palms of being on the 1 minute chart, 5 minute chart, and all that stuff, you know, that's you. But you still need to use proper risk management. You still need to collect data. You still need to be in a proper risk to reward ratio. So really doesn't make a difference. You think about it. So that's that. Pound NZD waiting on the low price, right? To continue my bullish narrative on the pound. All right. So we'll see. So I'll move these right back here. It's beautiful, right? You can just forecast with the fids because it's like, all right, well, I'm gonna set this up like so. And I'm gonna let this fall right into my lap. Okay. Now you may say, well, there's certain conditions, fundamentally, market's kind of wacky, especially to start this year. A lot of things going on. I'm going to mark it up, but I'm not going to use limits. I'm going to use some additional confirmation. That's fine. The key is having it marked up. So it only takes you 20 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day to get on the charts, click through all your charts to see if any trades have fallen into your zone yet. Okay, so like this here. Right. And I mark up two levels, 61.8, 786. Okay, 61.8, 786. And we know that the only thing that floats is your C and your D. Your AB boundary is set in stone. Makes it super simple. That doesn't move. Okay. The only thing that's going to float is your C and your D. If it hits my 61.8 and takes off to the 1.618D extension, fine. Right? Fine. That's 624 pips. Call it. Okay. Plus 624. My stop, right, on this one here, call it 204.
Benny, where it comes down, is it in the crown? Is it a crown there? We will come
It
to the
is. It is. It is. Look at this. Drop some sevens in the chat. .net. That is the crown scenario. We got the trend line break. Look at that. Breaks the trend line, takes out the A. Okay. Identify the left tip. 4C, the right tip. Right. And then number 5, draw your trend line. Draw your trend line. All right. All right. Bang. Okay. Great job. All right. High probability reversal pattern there. Here we go. All right. We know if it drops to that 786 level, all we're going to do, right, is change where our TP is at. The deeper it goes, the less momentum it has to the upside. Like so. we just let that trade. So that's the idea. That's the idea. Because we believe that the market moves in waves. And you can see, look at your risk to reward as a result of letting that trade fall deep, right? Give us a deep retracement. So if we know that, hey, if I just play enough of these, right? I play enough of the 80-20s, I'll be good over time. All right, that's that. Moving on to the pound dollar. Okay, and looking at this move. The price action could be crazy at times. Crazy at times. But at the end of the day, we're moving in the ABCD way. Right? So we're chasing an extension at 129.52. Can't make this stuff up. Right? Benny and Ryan, I don't believe it. Just look left. It's the way it's been moving. Right? Breaking through, right? It consolidated. And we went over this. It consolidated, got trapped in a range. Now it's trying to break through the top of it. At some point, it will break out. Right? This is why risk management is important. This is why trading small is important as a swing trader. Why? Because if I'm in here and I've got a $3,000 account and I'm in here at a standard, I'm getting whipsawed all over the place. Probably crying at that point if I haven't closed it out because I'm over leveraged, right? Little crybaby emojis all over your screen, right? Because you're over leveraged and my account's tied up to where I can't get involved in any other setups. Then I get mad and I close it out because it came back to retest that 61.8 like 3-4 times. So I close it out. I take a big L. I'm wondering if I should add more money to my account that I almost blew because I was over leveraged. Then I open up my computer after I come to my senses and I realize that this is about to make a run to the D extension like I thought. I've been there. I've been there. So that's the pound dollar looking to make the run to that D extension, see if we can get it to 129.52. Again, we do have fundamentals coming up, major non-farm payroll, and we know there's no technical setup that'll ever stand in the way of a strong fundamental occurrence. Fundamentals drive the market. So that non-farm payroll can either push it, which a high percentage of the time it does, in the direction that we're thinking of the, in the direction of the trend a lot faster. It accelerates that process, but it can force it into another correction too. All right, because that's been a pretty good run. So we'll see if it comes out, at or above expectations, below expectations. We shall see with the pound dollar. Any questions there? No.
No,
All
sir.
right. All right. NCDJPY. This one came down, hit target. Congrats, right? If you took the setup, nailed it, but we got a larger move. I don't know which one you might have participated in, but this has the ability to move further to the downside for a major, 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 major push. right? 4 hour, it missed the zone, right? So if you traded it off to 4, it missed your zone. If you had a limit there, it missed it, turned over. That hurts. But if you're involved off the 1, you're already moving down, and this has the potential to move quite a ways, right? That yen strength continues. We look for a huge move, right? If it would have hit that zone exactly, it'd have been 455. But it is, what is that, 254. So you won't get 455, but you get like 424, 425 out of that move. So we're looking for a further move to the downside on the yen, New Zealand yen. Any questions on that? No? All right. NZD USD. NZD USD, that reversal off the 80-20. Look, we don't control the price action. That's terrible price action. But this is awesome price action. So through TP1, through TP2, through the top of the A boundary on that swing. Moving bullish. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Any questions on the NZD USD just ahead of non-farm? Nope. All right. All right. Dollar yen hit target. Okay. Dollar yen hit the TP1 target. Congratulations if you held that position. Okay. Here we are on the 4. Bang. Right? Hit the 118, 127. Didn't quite get to the 127, right? But made the move down. It held up, it stalled, and it collapsed. Okay. So great move. Great work, team. Gold on the 1 hour. Right? Let's look at gold. All right. Let's look at that to wrap things up, because that's been a pretty good setup for us. So we've been bullish. And if we look at the 4 hour chart, we are definitely long. You can maintain your position through all the whipsawing if you have proper risk management. I'd say that's headed towards that extension. All right. Now, 1 hour.
Yeah, not sure if we're gonna get it because it's really close to the D and the 4.
Yeah, it is. But appreciate you. But it's good that you bring our attention to this, because that market can move on gold with that non-farm. Right? So if we come in above expectations on the job front, you may see this just fall out of the sky. Right? So I appreciate you bringing attention to it, because it could go for one more correction with this fundamentals. With the fundamentals, I definitely think we'll get that 4 hour extension or whatnot. We'll get that 4 hour extension, but yeah, it could. So let's see what happens. What time is that? 8:30? Is it 8:30? I believe. So we'll see what happens there with gold. But that has been a monster. That's been a monster for us, right? On that gold long trade. So that is it. That's all I have on a Friday, ladies and gentlemen. You all are awesome. As always, we're gonna wrap things up. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Ryan, any words before we close out, sir?
Actually, yeah, I do have a note. For those that have not completed the course, I strongly suggest you do so. A lot of the things that we're working on, we are going to ask that you've completed the course so that we can ensure that you have the best opportunity to be successful over the long term, right? Because that's what building these relationships and starting to create some of these opportunities We want to make sure you guys are successful and you don't experience or the negative experiences regarding blown accounts and things like that. We can kind of limit some of that stuff, right? So it's imperative that you get through the course, you go through the information, you get the certification at the end. Because we're going to be asking for those things as we move forward with some of these opportunities. So if you haven't completed the course, please do. I know some of you are at like 97%. I fixed some of the issues that caused that, so you should be able to move forward to have that at 100%, but there's some that aren't close to that. And our ask is that you do that so that you can take advantage of some of these opportunities that are going to be coming in the near future. Good, bro.
All right. I appreciate it. You all heard the man. Let's finish that course, right? That's what you're here for. You spending money, finish the course, right? So we are definitely here to help you. We want to see you all win and be successful at trading. And hopefully this is your last stop in regards to an educational program, right? So let's make sure we get that stuff done. Everybody, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. We'll see you tomorrow for the Forex Weekly Ritual. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You're welcome. You have a great day as well.
Yeah, have a great day and a nice weekend.
You too, Tyrone. Take care.